Tragedy in the line of duty. Chicago firefighter critically injured in Austin blaze. A dark cloud hangs heavy over the Chicago Fire Department as one of their bravest was critically injured in the line of duty during a devastating fire that ripped through a residential building in the Austin neighborhood early Wednesday morning. The incident has shaken the community to its core. What began as a routine emergency response quickly spiraled into a terrifying ordeal, leaving a veteran firefighter hospitalized with life-threatening injuries and an entire department clinging to hope. A calm morning shattered by flames asterisk. It was around 3:27 a.m. when emergency calls began flooding in. A three-story residential building located near the 500 block of North Pine Avenue was engulfed in thick black smoke. Flames were seen tearing through the second floor, threatening nearby structures. The first responders to arrive were from Engine 117, Ladder 36, and Truck 26, all stationed in the area. Among them was 39-year-old Lieutenant Marcus Reed a decorated firefighter with over 14 years of service. Reed had become a familiar and respected figure in Chicago's fire service, known for his bravery, quick decision-making, and deep commitment to saving lives. But on this particular day, fate had a different plan. A routine rescue turns into a nightmare asterisk. According to official statements and eyewitness reports, Lieutenant Reed and his crew entered the building shortly after arrival, following protocol to search for any trapped residents. Visibility was low, the smoke was thick, and the structure, built in the 1950s, posed an added risk due to outdated fire resistance systems. Just minutes after Reed's team went inside, a partial ceiling collapse occurred on the second floor. His fellow firefighters made it out in time, but Lieutenant Reed, who had reportedly gone deeper into the unit after hearing cries for help, was struck by falling debris and trapped under burning timbers. Backup teams rushed in as a mayday call was issued, a signal no firefighter ever wants to hear. "Those were the longest 7 minutes of our lives," said Deputy District Chief Monica Alvarez, holding back tears at a press conference. "We train for every scenario, but nothing prepares you for seeing one of your own not come out." A race against time asterisk. Firefighters worked desperately to reach Reed. Using thermal imaging equipment and coordinated team movements, they located his body pinned near a collapsed stairwell. He was unconscious and barely breathing when they pulled him out. CPR was administered immediately. An ambulance, which had already been on standby, rushed him to Loyola University Medical Center, where trauma surgeons took over. Doctors confirmed Reed had suffered severe smoke inhalation, a broken clavicle, multiple fractured ribs, and second-degree burns to his back and legs. He was intubated and placed in a medically induced coma to stabilize his condition. As of Thursday morning, he remains in critical but stable condition in the ICU. A firefighter's family torn apart Outside the hospital, a heart-wrenching scene unfolded. Reed's wife, Danielle arrived with their 2 children, Madison, 9, and Liam, 6. Surrounded by family and close friends, Danielle's tear-streaked face reflected the fear that only a firefighter's spouse can know. "He left home smiling, kissing the kids goodbye like always," she told reporters. "He said he'd be back by breakfast." Now she sits by his bedside, clutching his hand, praying for the man she married, the father, the friend, the hero. Community reacts with outpouring of support News of Lieutenant Reed's injury spread quickly across the city. Flags were lowered to half-staff at several firehouses, and candles were lit on the station's steps where he served. Hundreds of Chicagons took to social media, sharing messages of love, strength, and support using the hashtag pray for Reed *. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson issued a statement. Lieutenant Marcus Reed embodies the courage and sacrifice that makes our first responders the very soul of this city. Today, all of Chicago stands with him, his family, and the entire CFD. At Austin Community Church, where Reed occasionally volunteered, a vigil was held Wednesday night. Children from the neighborhood, many of whom knew him simply as Mr. Marcus, brought handmade cards and drawings, placing them gently outside the church steps. More than just a firefighter *. Though Lieutenant Reed wore a uniform and carried an axe, those who knew him say he was much more than just a firefighter. He coached Little League, volunteered for food drives, and mentored high school students considering careers in emergency services. His love for Chicago ran deep, and his service to the community never ended. Always went the extra mile, said fellow firefighter Jake Moore. If he heard a smoke alarm go off at 2 a.m., he'd be the first one out of bed. He wasn't just doing a job, he was living a purpose. Questions about fire safety and building code *. While the city rallies behind its injured hero, questions are being raised about the building itself. Neighbors claimed that the fire alarms in the complex often malfunctioned. The building reportedly had a history of code violations, including faulty wiring and lack of regular fire drills. We've been complaining about this place for years, said resident Tanya Mendez. It took a tragedy for someone to finally listen. The Chicago Fire Department and the city's Department of Buildings have both launched formal investigations into the blaze and the building's fire safety compliance. A long road to recovery *. Doctors say that while Reed's condition has stabilized, the road ahead will be long and uncertain. He will require multiple surgeries and extensive rehabilitation. The emotional toll on him, his family, and his department will be equally profound. His fellow firefighters have already set up a GoFundMe page to support the family during this time, and plans are underway for a community fundraiser next week. It's our turn to carry Marcus, just like he's carried so many of us, said Station Chief Gary Colton. The cost of bravery *. Tragedies like this serve as a painful reminder of the risks that firefighters take every single day. In a moment's notice, they rush into danger, often putting their own lives on the line to save others. For the Chicago Fire Department, this is more than just another alarm call. It's a personal, emotional blow. It hits different when it's one of your own, said firefighter Jennifer Klein, a close friend of Reed. But if there's anyone strong enough to fight through this, it's Marcus. He's not just a firefighter, he's a warrior. Hope amid heartache *. As the city waits with bated breath, the hospital lobby remains quiet but hopeful. A steady stream of colleagues, friends, and strangers walk in, some dropping off flowers, others leaving prayer notes. All of them united by a single hope, that Marcus Reed will pull through. Because heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they wear suit-covered helmets and walk through fire. And sometimes they fall. But when they do, an entire city rises behind them.